Oh, hi. How are you today? It's a bright sunny day in lockdown town. And well, the thing is, I'm talking to you in my kitchen cabinet again because, well, I thought that the sound was quite good. So, the thing is, today I thought I would actually repurpose a siew yoke video for you, a Chinese roast pork video. Now, in this time of lockdown, what I find is a lot of people are running around trying to be as purposeful as possible. And that's a good thing, okay? But don't feel like you have to. You could watch YouTube videos all day. You could watch Netflix and chill. Maybe not that all day. But at the end of the day, whatever you would like to do, absolutely no judgment. This is not a usual time for everyone. So please don't be so hard on yourself. Just do what you enjoy what you do, and have a great time. So today, what we're going to do is some siew yoke. Actually, I did this video many years ago, and I left it in my one of my YouTube accounts somewhere. And never really publicized it. So that's why it's got all the sort of like the ticker tape ingredient measures and all that in there. But I'm going to zhuzh it up, revive it, and get it going for you guys because it's still a great recipe. It's still the same recipe I use for Chinese roast pork. And really, it helped me find my joy. So come along, let's do Chinese siew yoke. So, as is my practice, I write out the recipe before I start. Now, the recipe is going to be in the description below. It's best to get your meat from the local butcher. You want blemish-free skin and a nice mixture of lean and fat. I divided my pork into two halves. I wanted two flavors. So on one half I did lam yu, salt, black pepper, garlic, and Shaoxing wine. For the other half, it's just garlic, salt, and 2 teaspoons of 5-spice powder. So let's start with just the 5-spice powder. Sprinkle it on top of the meat, and the next thing you are going to do is rub it all in, massage it, like you're doing this to a loved one. Well, okay, maybe Allan didn't get the memo, but basically you want to rub it in thoroughly. And then, after that, make sure that it's nice and even. I should mention at this point that Allan and I actually made this video together, so at certain points you are going to see him rather than me. For this bit, it's really actually quite beneficial if you are annoyed with someone. You want to stab the meat like he's doing. So you want to find those holes and then stuff those chunks of garlic in there like your life depended on it. The other half, you season with the lam yu paste. Now, lam yu is basically a fermented stinky tofu, which has been seasoned with chilies, hence the red color. It actually smells horrible. It smells like rotten cabbages. But when you use it in this way, especially on meat, it gives the sweet umami flavor, which actually is really amazing. Now, what Allan is doing, he's flipping the meat back up over onto its meat side so that we can dry the skin again. And what he's done is actually use a piece of parchment paper to hold the paste side so that he doesn't get his hands dirty. Smart cookie, this one. He's drying the skin again. And while we've already done this once, it's actually really important that you dry the skin again and again, as much as possible. That's imperative if you really want a good small bubbles crackling, as I call it. What I've had great success with, and I think this can be repeated quite easily, is if you've got a small portable fan, just stick it on a table and blow the skin dry. It needs to look as leathery as possible. Actually, you can see Allan's iPhone 4S in the corner. That's how old this video is. This next part is optional. What we've done is actually use some metal skewers and poked it into the side of the meat, so when it roasts, it doesn't buckle and you get a nice big fat slab of pork belly at the end. After drying the meat, what you want to do is wrap foil around it so that it contains a half cm layer of salt on top. That's what you want to do, a half cm layer of salt. This draws out the moisture during the first bake at 180 degrees Celsius for about 45 minutes to an hour. You also want a tray of hot water underneath, so this keeps the meat moist while the salt is drawing out the moisture on the skin. The salt forms a crust. It almost cakes up. You want to brush it off gently. Don't get it on the sides. It will be really, really dry and leathery at this point. Bung the meat back into the oven at full whack. My oven maxed out at 240 degrees Celsius. If you want to put it higher, you can. You can leave the water tray in there if you'd like. It didn't have any effect on the skin. But when you do take it out of the oven, after about 40 to 45 minutes, let it rest for about 20 minutes. This is really important for moist, succulent meat, for the juices to redistribute and to get that piece of lovely pork belly. The proof of the pudding and all that? Listen to that glass-like crack. Pro tip, flip the pork belly skin side down and cut it that way. The skin stays in one piece and doesn't break up. Look at that piece of pork belly. Yummy. Eat it with mustard. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like, and I hope you found your joy.